Good morning, everybody. It is super early. I just wrapped up a devotional. I'm about to get a workout in, and then I have a long day ahead of me. So I figured, let me bring you guys along and show you what's up. So let's get started.
The review, I didn't check the review that the editor gave. Did she approve all the topics, or was there anybody whose topic was not approved? All right, y'all. So I'm in the car. I am heading out to the office, Fox Eye Security office, and then heading to a meeting. Thought I will bring you guys along. I know you guys like to see the town. So let me turn this camera around. So this is the famous turntable. I hope there's no traffic today. There's usually a lot of traffic at turntable at all time. But when we say a lot, even, let me be honest, because compared to traffic in like Nigeria and traffic in Ghana, what we call in traffic is not really traffic, to be quite honest with you. So this road was just enlarged not long ago. It used to just be a 2-lane. And they've turned it into, babe, is this a 4-lane? So it's a Monday morning. It's about almost 11 o'clock here in Gambia. And so you can see folks are minding their business, working, walking around. Yes, you just saw a donkey. So fun facts, horses, donkeys are used for trash. So if you have trash, like a trash service basically, you have trash and they will come by. If you're moving, you can hire a donkey or a horse to actually come and pick up stuff. So that's a fun fact. So I wanted to talk, guys, about the whole considering my move to Africa. I had so many fears, and you would think that because I grew up in Cameroon and that I'm Cameroonian, that moving back will be less scary. But it wasn't, because although I grew up in Cameroon, I was a child. I had never lived on the continent as an adult, as a mother, as a wife. So I had a lot of concern. And specifically around Gambia, one of my concern was just because it's a Muslim country, so I didn't know how open-minded there would be. How much right did women have, basically, is what I was worried about. I was worried about the clothes. It was like, am I supposed to wear boo-boos? Can I wear shorts? I was concerned about that. I was concerned about health. What happened if somebody gets sick? I was concerned about a lot of things that you guys are concerned about. To be frank, I was concerned about my kids making friends. Would they make friends? Would they not make friends? I was worried about food. Would I be able to find the food we are used to or not? I was worried about, would this be sustainable? What would this do to my business? That was one of my big questions, because I had started my business in the US and I was concerned, would there be stigma? Would my audience look at it like, oh, so your offices are not in the US? Where are you located? And that plus also I was concerned about the Wi-Fi and the electricity. So like all the things that you might be thinking through and afraid of, I was for sure afraid of those things. And part of it is normal, right? That's what I knew. That's what I was used to for almost 20 years. That was my safe zone. And making such a move, I don't want to come on here and make it sound like it was easy. It was actually a process and conversations. It was multiple conversations, because I know when I travel, oftentimes I will get a spouse say to me, hey, can you talk to my wife? If it wasn't for my wife, I would have moved. Or I'll hear a husband say, if it wasn't for my wife, I would move. And I will hear a wife say, if it's a different couple, I understand that to have both people in the relationship agree to move at the same time is very difficult. Usually there's somebody that see the light and starts a conversation, and another that's, nah, I'm here to keep us safe. I'm not here for these type of risk. And so for us, it was years and years in the making. My husband wanted to move probably 8 years before we moved, and was like seriously considering moving back to Cameroon. And I was a hard no. For all the things I just shared, I was a hard no. I was like, nope, I have my life here. I like a lot of the things about the US. I like that it's black and white. I like that lights work. I like that the rules are the rules. I liked all the things that everybody likes about the US. And so I was like, absolutely not. I am not moving. So it took a long time, a lot of convincing for me to see the light, because sometimes when you are used to something, that's what you're used to and you don't know any different. I understood, and I didn't have a lot of friends that had moved, because I think if I had a lot of friends that had moved, I could have had a visual of what it could look like. I felt, man, you move and that's it. Nobody sees you again. I didn't have a good visual. But around that time, I have my godmother daughter that had moved back to Cameroon. And so I started seeing her stories on Instagram, and it looked like she had more freedom, because she used to live in France. But from her videos, I was like, hold up. She stayed traveling. She looked relaxed. She'll be in Europe 1 month. She'll be like, her house looked bomb and amazing. It just started giving me a glimpse into what it could look like. So that was helpful. But I think the biggest fear that I had, like I said, was not having a visual of what life could look like. And again, it wasn't just me moving. It was me and the kids and my husband. And then what does it look like for your marriage? That was also a question. What does this do to your marriage? Because I had heard horror stories of people that had moved and the husband became somebody else. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Because who you gonna call? And so it means that you have to rely on the person remaining who you think you married when you travel. So there was that. Bottom line, there were a lot of fears, but I'm hoping that this channel gives you perspective and acknowledgement that if you're afraid, I understand. But I also know that nothing great happened when you live in fear. That's some things, and I think of making the decision to move the same way, that you can watch all the videos. I know we did. We stayed watching videos, and they were really helpful to be able to see, to have an idea, to hear from other people's stories, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. But at the end of the day, you are unique, and there's nobody that has a crystal ball that can say you are going to be successful. There's just nobody that can give you that 100% assurance. There are things you can do in terms of your mindset when it comes to preparing for a move, but it's no different. You have to be open-minded. You got to prepare yourself to have disappointments, to have learning lessons, to be frustrated, that things are going to be different. I still get frustrated. I still be like, y'all do that here? I still have moments, because it's not just about moving, it's about thriving, right? It's about surviving your move. It's about thriving. It's about the move elevating you becoming a better person as a result of your move. And the opportunity is there, but I think that the elephant in the room is the money part. Right, is being able to figure out how to generate revenue. And the truth being told, for me, starting an online business is the best. If you can work remotely, so you're in IT and you can work remotely, that's one way. But I also say that starting an online business, and there's so many opportunities online today with probably your skill set, that can set you up to be able to make money in US dollars or in pound or euros, wherever you're watching from. That allows you a lot of freedom and releases a lot of stress. And the good news, if you see my videos, and we'll put it up, of what it cost us as a family of 5, 6 to live in the Gambia, you will see that for most people, it will cost you so much more less than wherever you are right now, especially if you're watching from the US. And so a little bit goes a long way. So you don't need to make $20,000 a month in order for you to live a $20,000 a month lifestyle in the Gambia. So what we are talking about is, what online business or what business locally can you start that will bring you a cool 5K a month, right? A cool 5K a month consistently, so that you are not overly stressed. Should be the aim. So if we play the game of how many supermarket and Western Union places we can see as we drive, y'all will see, because I got some questions. People were asking, are there supermarkets? Yes, there are a lot. Supermarket is not what you're gonna miss, okay? There are a lot of supermarkets, and definitely a lot of places for MoneyGram, Western Union, where you can pick up money. Okay, so here is one Western Union to the right. And as you can see, a lot of construction. So to the left, they're building a overpass, which is going to be great for traffic. So that's being built as we speak. There's been a lot of road work happening in the Gambia in the last 2 years. This road right here used to be like a 2-lane road. And that was it. And they've done such a good job, I think, with the road project. So it's been really good. And that's when development is coming, right? When they start working on roads, it opens up so many other opportunities. We just passed another Western Union, just FYI, guys. It was to the right. Babe, how do you call this neighborhood? Huh? Sukuta. Okay, all right. So we just passed Sukuta traffic light and we're in Sukuta. But can y'all see the roads? Excuse me. Hello. Do you see that? So that's new. That was not here 3 years ago. So they started working. It was a pain going through because driving was a problem because you had to take the side roads and it was just a nightmare. But now that it's completed, we are happy and we are very excited. So that has been a great development here in the Gambia. So as you can see, so we are about, on this road, we are about maybe 10 minutes from the airport. So if you keep going straight 10-15 minutes, you get to the airport. And if you all remember, the airport residency property that we showed is off this road. It's about maybe 5 minutes from here to the left is where the residency was. Now remember, Gambia is very small. Just FYI, so you know. And folks always are asking how far is the water, the ocean, and you are always no more than probably, if you're in town, no more than 15-20 minutes away from a beach. That's the good news. Do you see the kid in the bike? And that's another thing that's crazy. The way people cross the road, guys, is ridiculous. Driving in Gambia, yes, it's annoying because the cow might be crossing and people are crossing any kind of way and that kind of stuff, but I can drive. Driving in the traffic or like Lagos, I don't know. I feel like it takes another level of skill set that I don't have. But that's just me. My husband drives everywhere. But I think if you're watching it, you can drive, like, if you can drive in New York, if somebody can drive in New York, they can drive in Douala, right? Yep. So if you can drive in New York, that gives you perspective, y'all. Like, if you can drive in New York, then you can drive anywhere on the continent. Yeah, what makes it difficult in Douala is the motorcycles. So you are not just dealing with, the people in the car, it's the motorcycle, and there's so many of them. So it's like crazy town. But I find that Gambia, yeah, you can drive. Like, it's fine, honestly. Okay, so we are getting ready to get to our meeting, y'all.
No, it's our first time.
Hey guys, hello. So I am back. I'm back from my meeting and wanted to tell you all about it. It was really good. So we were meeting, my husband and I were meeting with Swami India, which, if you guys remember, is one of the development companies here in Gambia who they do a really good job. They're the one who have the diplomat and also airport resident, but they are the one that build those developments, apartments, all the things. And so we had a meeting about what they're working on, what's coming up, and they're really working on some exciting projects. And one of the things that we talked about was Gambia as a place for you to look for investment, because you can choose where you want to go, but Gambia offers some unique investment opportunities. And what he was sharing with us was really being able to answer the question that you guys might all have, which is why Gambia versus Ghana or Senegal or all these other places. So from his perspective, He said that Gambia, the tax rates are still very low, which is great. And also he talked about the appraisal. He said that one of the properties that they built 4 years ago now has appreciated by 40%. Okay, so if you bought it for $100,000, now it's $140,000 is what you would be able to sell it for, which is really good. And he also talked about the opportunity in terms of getting revenue from short-term leasing, like Airbnb and things like that. Why not Gambia? Like, where else should you be? Why not Gambia? To do business, that is easier to do business, the people are nice, you have the beaches, it's easy to access. So just FYI for my investors out there, you want to make sure that you go to places that a lot of people want to go to Ghana. I get it. I get the appeal. I love Ghana too. But one thing that I've learned in business, guys, is if you are first to entry in a market, you make the money. That's why Facebook was so popular. That's why Uber is still more popular than Lyft and all these other people, is because they were first to market. So you always want to think through when you are talking about investment, looking at places that not everybody is looking at. Okay, everybody is looking at Ghana now. And so the prices have skyrocketed because of that. So we still, and we might be blowing up the spot with Gambia, but you still want to look for places where it's undervalued for what you get. And so by the time it's booming, you are already a big player in that marketplace. So that becomes really important when we're thinking about investment and where to invest and is it safe, is it not? And you want to diversify your portfolio too. The way that other cultures and other people are thinking about their money is in terms of diversifying that money. So it was a really good meeting with them. I've been back since then. I just ate. It's 2 p.m. I just had some watermelon and I'm catching up on work. In case y'all don't know, I run a coaching business. I've had a coaching business for the past 7 years. I have a team of 7. It's a woman-only team, 7 women that help me run this business. And we work with people, specifically women, that have all of this expertise that they got from working in corporate America. So I'm talking about the nurse practitioner, the licensed therapist, the business analyst, the project manager, you name it, people that have acquired all this knowledge, expertise, and some want freedom so they can relocate. So they're watching this video right now. Some want freedom so they stay where they are, but they have more freedom because freedom, money gives you options. And so they want to start a business. And so what we do at the Allies Institute is we help them build out their dream business that they can run online and run it from anywhere in the world. So what I'm doing now is working through that. I have a sales call in an hour, but before that, I'm reviewing. My project manager has put tasks that I need to review and turn in so the team can continue doing what they're doing. I'm looking at the kids. They're almost wrapping up homeschool right now. I think my middle one just finished his tutoring for math, and the youngest one just finished his piano lessons. So they're probably going to be eating here shortly and all the things. So I think this might be a good place to stop the vlog, guys, because I don't even know how much footage I was able to gather. By the way, something crazy. So I actually recorded the meeting that we had with Swami. Deleted that footage. So I'm using the Osmo Pocket 3 camera. And so the way I pressed the button, it deleted the footage. I'm still working through this, guys, still very new in this whole vlogging thing. And I've tried a few times over the past 5 months to vlog for y'all. I hope this was interesting. Let me know. Listen, if you get me 50 comments under this video, then I'll definitely be recording more vlogs, showing you more just like day-to-day things so you can have a real actual visual of all the things. So what do you want to know? Comment below. Let your girl know. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.